What's up, YouTube? I wanted to make a video today talking about the nature of this elevated political rhetoric and why we will all lose as a result if this keeps going on.
And I think the senator and I agreed and we do agree that there's just no place in this country for political violence. It's absolutely something. It runs counter to the very idea of free speech and freedom, and that when you see dangerous rhetoric like fascist and Nazism and authoritarianism, and the end of democracy. That's a permission. That takes us down a path where the inevitable next step is violence, and that's what we see.
It would be one thing if it was just people online that were the only ones that were guilty of doing this, but now it's like actually politicians that are perpetuating this. But I just wanted to talk about this briefly because I don't see a circumstance where if this continues that any of us will benefit at the end. And that's for two reasons. The first reason is the logical nature of going tit for tat, eye for an eye. I mean, there are tons of cliches that kind of warn us about this, and that's my question kind of rhetorically, and also to anyone who might be watching this, I guess, is like, where is the conclusion of politically agitating one side? Do you think that this is going to de-escalate in any way? This is just going to agitate more and more people that are out on the fringes and encourage them to commit more acts of violence. They basically think that they get a pass because things have gotten to this perceived level of, like authoritarianism, or like how people say that they want to be on the right side of history. There's these levels of like extremity. I think if anything, it's just a time to readjust your strategy. I don't think the answer is to go out and seek political violence or to make death threats or to call for violence. The correct answer is to actually think about what you're fighting for and to, make your argument either better or maybe reevaluate what it is that you're fighting for. I think those are the two solutions, because at the end of the day, you kind of have to share the country with these people that you're going to disagree with politically. And the only way that we're going to actually progress and get things done is if we agree to some extent. That's the nature of the political system, is that Democrats and Republicans will come together to vote and agree on, conclusions of what will become legislature to hopefully make things better for everyone. That's kind of like the way that I think it should be, which might fall into kind of like an idealistic perspective, but this is also like a win-win situation for everyone involved, I think. But the second reason I want to question the nature of this escalating rhetoric is because I question who it benefits when we are at each other's throats like we have been. And Joe Rogan discussed this on his recent podcast with Andrew Santino, where he brought up this like huge bot farm. Like, he showed a video of it.
He existed in a time before social media when people hadn't lost their fucking minds. And this is the problem, is that Hollywood in particular they're in a fever pitch of, if we don't get our ideas across, if we don't promote our ideas, then the other side wins. And it's become this sort of self-fulfilling prophecy on both sides. Like, everyone is in this fucking fever of war, of like a culture war. And a giant percentage of it is being manipulated by these overseas bots. And all they're trying to do is get people to hate each other. And this is a bot farm. And someone wrote, what is this? See the caption? It says, so this guy, Andrew Fox, wrote this. It says, want to know what Dave 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 blah 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 is, who it is you're arguing with online most of the time, who's liking those pro-Hamas posts, and it's that. And it's a TikTok that he put up.
Now, who's sponsoring, who's funding these bot farms?
Many, many countries are doing this. China's doing this for sure. Russia's doing this for sure. But Iran is probably doing this for sure. Israel's probably doing this for sure. We're probably doing it as well. We're doing it to them. We're all doing it to each other. That's 100% real.
I think it's naive now with how much we know about foreign interference and the nature of technology. I mean, like, who knows how many cell phones were in it. It was actually pretty crazy, and that's not the first time I've seen one of those videos, but to know that those exist and to not assume that they're, kind of playing some part with the discourse online, I think is naive. And that begs the question, that I continually ask myself when I see kind of like these crazy posts online, which is, who benefits from me believing that this is true? Who benefits from me thinking that, these people that I share the country with are going to be the end of democracy or the end of America as we know it? Because I can tell you that most of the time in like normal everyday life, I think it's pretty rare that we see people that are as extreme as what you might find like on a regular basis online on most or pretty much every social media platform. If you made it this far, again, please consider liking and subscribing. I just kind of wanted to put my thoughts out there on this topic and hopefully give like a different perspective than what you might normally see online, but just to kind of, food for thought and discussion, obviously. But yeah, thank you again. Please take care and be safe.